Welcome into a brand new episode of WSI TV. Enjoy the show.
Welcome back to another brand new episode of Bishop's Move here on WSI TV. I'm Jordan Bishop, and today I'm joined by Leah Warren. How are you doing, Leah?
I'm doing great. How are you, Jordan?
Good, thanks. So before we jump into today's topic, let me just remind you to jump on over to WSITV.com, sign up for the free daily content. You'll also get instant access to the WSI Vault. Now, Leah, I'm going to hand it back to you to talk about the safe sectors to invest in.
Yeah, so there's a lot of uncertainty going on in the market right now. We saw a really big drop last week. We are recovering nicely, but this has a lot of people questioning the strength and the stability of the market. So today we're just going to talk about some of the sectors that are safe from whatever factor is next to affect the market.
Right, and this will work as we go on the next decade or so. There's always going to be things that pull the market down. Right now we're talking about coronavirus, but there's always going to be something. And then on the flip side, there's always going to be things that are going up in the meantime. So last week we saw the biggest and fastest drop in the market in longer than a decade. I mean, that is crazy. I remember we were watching the final close last Friday, and it was just insane. Yeah. So this week we recovered quite well, but we don't want to let our guard down because it's still quite volatile. We've seen a lot of up and down motion this week. It's recovered quite a bit from what we were watching, but still, let's keep our guard up here.
Absolutely. So the big question is, where is your money safe? And as we've said, the issue in the market isn't the coronavirus itself, it's the fear and the reaction to it. Jim and I actually talked about this quite a lot in the last market update. But the industrial work in China has come to a halt because of the coronavirus fears, and imports and exports have been delayed, and as a result, the market has taken a hit. There's been fear selling, there's been actual issues because of companies not getting their stock. And amidst all that fear and the ripple effect of the coronavirus, we want to find stocks that are still going up. Because if something's going up when the market is in trouble, it's a safe bet.
Exactly, yeah. I mean, it's got that adverse effect, so when the market springs back, it should come back to life. So we've got another unique sector here. I mean, you're always finding these unique sectors for us to invest in. Home entertainment. Why is this safe from the coronavirus?
So I've found a couple articles that were talking about this sector is safe from the coronavirus, or that sector is sure to go up no matter what. And we did talk about another sector. We talked about getting into pharmaceuticals and the biotech industry because they're looking for the coronavirus vaccine. But this is a sector that is completely unrelated, and it's safe because people are not going out. People are not. There's a lot of fear about retail, about public spaces, about restaurants in the face of the coronavirus, and people not wanting to leave their homes. But no matter what, home entertainment is going to go on.
Right.
If we're stuck at home, what are we going to do? We're going to turn to entertainment.
Yeah.
And even without the coronavirus, this is a growing market, and it's a very rapidly growing market.
Right. As we've spoken about before, we're sort of becoming this hermit culture. We're all going indoors. So this is only going to make the amount of streaming on Netflix and Hulu and whatever your streaming service is, it's going to make you do it more if you're stuck at home. Because I mean, now in this day and age with technology, we don't sit and talk to each other like we used to, right? We sit there, we're either on our phones or watching the TVs or on our computers.
Yeah, absolutely. And this is a specific sector we already have the devices. It's the software that we're looking at. So it's the games that you get loaded onto your Xbox or whatever gaming system you have. It's the services that you have to watch movies that you load on through the internet, like Netflix and Hulu. So all of these don't depend on those physical products that are coming in and out of China, and they are continually in effect. And we're seeing this takeover of smart homes, which is just completely smart enabled households, not just your television, everything. So it's a really big sector.
Yeah, absolutely. And you make a good point there. It's looking at the software. So people are also scared to get things delivered right now because they think the carrier's got coronavirus. I mean, that's how crazy it's kind of becoming. But still, you don't need to panic. If you want to steer clear of it, stay home, download Netflix if you don't already have it, or log in on your computer and enjoy the ride. So you've got a chart here, Leah, of the rise of home entertainment. So this is revenue spanning from 2017 and then forecasted into 2024, right?
Yeah, so that's where a lot of our forecasts are at right now. They're looking forward to 2024. And you can just see a little bit of the historic increase. So you can see that we have a track record of huge increase already going for the last 4 years. And then we see that it's just going to continue at that rate. And that's just, these numbers are just drastically increasing every year. So you can see that home entertainment isn't something that has already happened. It's something that's happening, which means that it's a great option to buy into right now.
Right, absolutely. I mean, and that is just steady growth as well. There's nothing volatile about that.
Exactly. Yeah, so the current numbers, revenue in the home entertainment market has reached $12.28 billion so far this year. Plus the annual growth in the market is about 10.4%, which is what we saw on that previous chart. And it's continuing to grow each year.
Wow,
so.
Those are crazy numbers right there, especially for, again, such a unique industry. You know, you think about Netflix, but they've still got a portion of, you know, physical, they've still got a physical aspect with some of the DVDs they still do and stuff like that. But just the software alone, it's crazy how much it's grown.
Exactly. Yeah, and this is another chart that's showing the growth rate of smart homes. So we've got the smart remotes and the entertainment systems. So these are the physical down here, and then the one that's growing at the fastest rate is the streaming devices and services. So that's that software again, is triumphing over everything. And this is the conversion rate again through 2024. So we're seeing these projected numbers just skyrocket.
Right, so these are the physical aspects of the home streaming, home entertainment industry, right? So they're going to get pulled up, but they're never going to be as fast, really, as the streaming device, as the streaming devices with the software on them. So, I mean, that is crazy growth right there, as you said, over 10%. I mean, that you don't find that in most other industries, you know.
No, it's a really, really burgeoning industry. And the current rate of annual spending on home entertainment per American is at $101 a year. That's per person, not per household.
Wow.
And then we're seeing a 6.4 current rate of household penetration. So that's this big growth in the number of products people are buying, the number of services, but it's actually predicted to double by 2024. So we're going to go from 6.4% penetration to 12.8% penetration in the space of about 6 years. So.
I'm really not surprised too with how much smart TVs are growing. You know, you see a lot of the times now you see these smart TVs in homes where you can actually just download Netflix and Hulu and Amazon Prime, whatever it is, right onto the television without having to have an external device. So these streaming services are just growing and they're steamrolling sort of everything in their path. So you've got a chart here. We've been talking about Netflix. We sort of gave it away. I sort of gave it away in the beginning. But what do you think about this chart of Netflix here?
Well, so I didn't think that it was right to talk about streaming services and not talk about Netflix, because it's kind of what started it all. It's been at the heart of all the streaming wars we've been talking about.
Murdered Blockbuster.
Yep. But it's also a strong chart. It's doing really well. We had a bit of a shake at the end of last year, but we've seen it recover really strong this year. And it's actually doing really well. It didn't really feel the effects of that drop in the market as much as most other stocks did. And it's recovering from the little tiny dip that it did see really well.
Yeah, I mean, it almost shook it off so quickly, and now it's back on its feet, you know, even though there is this uncertainty. But again, it's not thinking about that.
Absolutely. And then we also have Roku, which is one of the devices that enables streaming, and it's growing in popularity. It's a fairly new chart. You can tell that the bars are a little bit further spaced out. That's because we don't have as much of a record over the years, because it is a newer stock. But it's performing really, really well for a new stock. We've seen this really steady, strong growth. It did dip a little bit at the start of the year, but again, we have that lag after the Santa Claus rally that we're used to seeing, because the dip wasn't necessarily from the market shake. It started back here in December, but it's still holding really strong, and I really like the shape of this curve right here.
Yeah, I mean, I think, you know, Christmas probably had a lot. This is a hot Christmas gift right now, so people, sales probably ramped up near the end of last year and then sort of tapered off. But there is a lot of volume going into this one, as you can see. Throughout 2018, the volume was about, it looks like half on average than it was 2019, and I'm sure we'll see that steady growth in volume. People just piling into Roku here. And you've got a third one for us here, Live Nation. This is just a beautiful chart, by the way, just looking at it from a distance. What can you tell us specifically that you like about this one?
So I found this one because of the chart. I was just perusing through the entertainment industry, and this chart stood out to me, and I did a little bit of research on it. It's actually a home gaming company, so this is another thing that's on the rise. It's been around for a while. We've got Xbox, we've got Nintendo. But this one is more into the VR technology and more modern video games, and it's really on the rise. So again, the chart's great, and it's also an interesting aspect of home entertainment.
Right, absolutely. And then this one here, Take-Two Interactive Software. I'm not too familiar with this company, but I have traded this one before. I recognize the ticker. So what have you got on this one, Leah?
Yeah, so this is another gaming software provider. So they specialize in creating games more than the actual hardware. So I thought that was a huge positive. And then it's, again, a strong chart. We've seen a lot of movement and action throughout because of various factors, but I really like the direction that it's going in, and I like that it has this history of really strong growth.
Right, yeah. And again, those were 4 great stocks in an industry that's booming and surviving through this scare that we're seeing right here. And again, don't panic because of the coronavirus. And what I love about these industries is they're going to grow beyond this anyway. They're just really showing their strength and their foundations here. But they're good to get into right now while everyone else is pulling their money out the market. You can get in and ride them up. So, Leah, thank you so much for bringing this to our attention today. We'll see you next time.
Thanks for watching the latest episode of WSI TV. Be sure to visit WSITV.com where you can subscribe for free with no contract and gain instant access to the secrets of self-made millionaires via the WSI TV Vault. So go ahead and claim this gift for free now at WSITV.com.